Shout out to Jerry Rig Everything for tweeting about this and bringing it to attention even more. But also shout out to Trolling is an Art, who said, just removed the case on my Samsung S24 Ultra and the volume buttons came off along with it. So as you can see from this image right here, they removed the case of the S24 Ultra and the side buttons kind of flew off right away, which kind of makes me question. Obviously, you know, this would first off be like a build quality issue, right? An issue with Samsung's production. I haven't seen this happen anywhere else. I haven't seen any other post about this, which, as I've said many times on this channel, whenever you release a product, it doesn't matter what the product is. There's a 10% failure rate with every product you release. So if you make 1 million copies of a product, at least 100,000 of those products will have something wrong with them. Either build quality won't be good. They might be just defective altogether. Something small is going to be a problem. Maybe it has a scratch on it. Maybe the screen isn't like properly sealed. It's just, it is what it is, right? Every time you release a product, you might say like, that's not right. It shouldn't be like that. That's just how it is. When you make 1 million products, 10% is going to have something wrong with them. And this just might be the 10%. You know, that really what it is. Now, obviously, a lot of people in the comments were upset saying, well, if this was Apple, then it would be a huge problem and people would go crazy about it. And yeah, they would, obviously, 100%. Because Apple does, you know, pride themselves of saying, hey, we are the most premium company out there. We overcharge for a reason because you're paying for the Apple logo, right? So they would 100% would. And again, like I said, would I be surprised if this was Apple within that 10%? No. I really wouldn't. Again, there was iPhones that were overheating and having problems with the iPhone 15 Pro Maxes where they were, you know, snapping pretty much. And that's just a part of, you know, how this all works. So it sucks. It definitely does that his volume rocker got, you know, pulled off with adhesive. I wonder also case wise, how tough was the adhesive on the volume button? Well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say adhesive because he doesn't say there's adhesive on this, but I would assume the case has some adhesive on the sides, because if not, how did this get pulled off other than, again, the 10%? But yeah, very interesting. Or how did he take off the case? Like, again, this could be human error as well. I know, theoretically speaking, let's be honest, there should never be a ability for a human to pull off a piece of the phone, but we saw this with the S25's cameras on the lenses on the outside. With a blade, you can pop them right off. So it's definitely interesting, but I don't think that, I wouldn't say this is human error, actually. I would probably say this is probably just a bad batch of phones that got sent out, and definitely quality was a problem. We'll have to wait and see. And also, again, this is the S24, so it's a year old now at this point. So maybe that's also a factor. Maybe over time, the S24s are going to start breaking down a tad bit, and maybe they might have stuff like this happen more often. I'll keep you guys posted if anything else happens, but again, like I said, I don't think this is as big of a story as people might make it out to be. But again, build quality is definitely interesting. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.